Sometimes the determination, the motivation, the willpower, I always have the willpower, right? But sometimes I'll allow myself to dip back into that. Oh, poor me, oh, I had it hard. Oh, look you've been going at it since Christmas, Why not take a day off? Why not eat a pint of ice cream? Why not this, that, the other thing, And I can't do that today, I'm not doing that today. I don't want to do that today. Again, I don't always feel like coming out here. But once I get out here, I don't always feel like doing push-ups. But once I get them done, same thing with squats, right? Shit, same thing with washing dishes or cleaning my room. Folding my laundry as soon as it's done out of the dryer, right? So I don't have to worry about wrinkles and shit like that, right? So that's kind of how I am today, right? As soon as I get up, or out of the dryer, I fold myself up to what I'm going to do today so I'm prepared for tomorrow, right? If that makes any sense. But I go to war with myself every day, right? I show up to battle my demons every day, right? I show up to fight that desire for the old days. I wake up and fight the desire to treat myself, or as I used to call it, treat myself to fucking misery, right? I mean, do I have regrets of the past? Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a lot of them, But I don't focus on that shit today, I mean, this shit I think about, like, one time, this is a quick story, but one time, we were at my house in Central Square, and a buddy of mine, back then people were like, we were in our 20s and shit, and people fucking around with some powder cocaine, while we were drinking and stuff. And this kid who I considered a friend, right? Long-term friend. And he wanted some powwow, right? And so I called a dude that I knew only had rock, right? But I was like, oh yeah, he's got, because that's what I wanted. I wanted the fucking rock, right? And so the shit came and I gave it to him and he's like, what the heck is this, man? And I'm like, oh man, fuck, he sent the wrong thing, Let me call him, see if he can come back and swap it out, blah, 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 blah. All right, and I pretended to call him, and then, he smoked it. And now this dude, he lost his kid. I mean, this was in the 90s, right? Recently, over the last decade, I mean, I haven't been around a dude for 20 years, right? But that spark was started, right? A forest fire was started with that one little freaking rock, right? Now dude's in jail, right? Lost his kid, lost his girl, one of his girlfriends who was also a druggie, OD'd. That sent him into a tailspin, got out of jail, now he's back in jail, like, and friend after friend willing to help him, send him to rehab, this, that, the other thing, send him canteen, write him letters, answer phone calls, but you can't, I couldn't accept help until I wanted to help myself. I had to accept the fact that everything I had done had led me to where I was at that last jackpot, And then even a couple years into that, I was like, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not happy. I mean, yeah, I'm glad I'm not sick. I'm not, physically hooked to this shit. But I wasn't happy, And then I took some steps, right? I literally took some steps and then, changed what I was eating, And then I dropped some pounds. I started feeling good about myself. I still looked like a mess in my head, even now. Even now, I'm like, oh man, these love handles. Who loves them? But so I had to look at my life from the outside within and see that I was putting obstacles in my way. Even while I was clean, I was putting obstacles in my way, And I don't want to do that today, right? The only obstacles I put in my way today are how many miles you're going to do, right? You're going to go into the shop. You're going to open it up on your day off, right? You're going to relate to your children in a relatable way where you're not yelling or talking down to them. You know, you're going to talk to your girlfriend with respect, right? I'm not going to disrespect her. You know, I'm not going to go out of the relationship and, you know, this, that, and the other thing. You know, all the shit that I always did to get me out of me, right? And today I don't have to do that, you know. I like myself, you know. In fact, I can say I love myself. You know, I used to say that all the time, like, oh, freaking blah, 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 blah. You know, I was my biggest fan and this and that. But I was talking a big talk, you know what I mean? I wasn't a fan of myself at all, you know. I mean, you could see it in my actions, you know. And today I'm not doing that. You know, I do this, whether I want to or not. You know, I talk with people with respect, whether I want to or not. You know, if I agree with them or not, you know. And when I don't have that fortitude, that self-motivation, I look outwards for it, right? I look to other people who have done what I want to do. You know, or maybe, they've done more than I want to do. But, you know, I listen to them, you know, and people are like, well, they're right-wingers. I'm like, well, I ain't listening to their politics. You know, I'm listening to their story. I'm listening to what they do on a day-to-day basis to get rid of those demons that are inside of all of our heads, you know? What are you willing to do today to change everything, you know? And you know, you don't have to change it all at once. You know, I took steps, right? And then, you know, now I'm down like 65, 70 pounds, right? My relationship's really good with my children. My relationship's really good with my girlfriend, you know. My relationship's getting better with the general public, right? The shop's getting a little busy, you know. I'm gaining new clients, you know, after I chased a lot of them away. You know, I mean, even talking about this stuff, even talking about health benefits and exercise and all that chases some people away. You know, I've lost subscribers because they don't like my new content, right? Hey, I'm still anti-government. It's just I have to focus on me right now. You know, I have to focus on the next 3-step